Hey guys, welcome to an academy. These are 7th video in our web development series, and in this video we are going to learn about HTML forms. Okay, so these are the elements and the attributes that we are going to look at. First of all, we'll see the form element, right? After that, we will see the text area and also the input type submit, right? We are also going to see two main attributes of our form element, that is the method attribute and the action attribute, right? So these are the main things that we are going to look at in this slide and in this presentation, sorry. So before understanding the form, let me tell you what a complete form cycle is, right? For a complete form cycle, first of all, the user will fill the data in the form, right? And submit the form, okay? First of all, the user will fill the data and submit the form. After that, all of the data will be sent by the browser to our server, right? So first of all, user will fill the data and submit it. After that, our browser will send it to the server. In the server will receive the data and process it and save or store the data in our database, and again send a response to our browser, and again our browser displays the response. Okay, so this is the basic form cycle, right? And in this way the HTML form works, right? So here you can see these are basic structure of form, right? Here is our body opening and the body closing tag, and we have used a form opening and a form closing tag right here, right? So in this way, if we want to write a form, we'll use the form opening and the form closing, right? Now I've used two attributes. The first is the action attribute and second is the method attribute, right? In the action attribute, we will be writing the destination of the PHP file or any other server-side scripting language file, right? Okay, so whatever file, it may be of PHP, it may be a C# or Java, Python, anything. Okay, so I'll be using a PHP file, right? So that's why in action I'll be using my PHP file. Okay, I'll just have to give the link of my PHP file. Now in the same way, in the method I'll be using either get or post. Now at this stage there's no need for you to understand the get or post, right? Because we are just covering the designing part. Whenever we will learn the PHP or PHP or MySQL, I'll tell you what exactly is the post or get. But now we will be using the post method with our form because it's more secure with the form, right? Because it's large amount of data in it, right? So we will be using post method. Okay, so this is our forms and we will be using the form method. Now here you can see I've used the input type submit, okay, and all of our other form elements will go here. Now we have used our input type submit here. Now here you can see this is a complete basic structure. I just wanted a simple line of text here. For that I've used a paragraph opening and a paragraph closing, that is please give us feedback. Okay, so this is just a basic opening and a closing tag. Now I want this text field and a submit button. Okay, for that I'll using a form starting tag and a form opening tag. At this stage you do not need any of the attributes like action and method. Sorry, here method. Okay, so you do not need action and method, right? Because they will be used whenever we will be learning PHP, right? So for now you can simply use the form tag, form opening and a form closing tag. Now for this text area I'll be using another HTML element, which is the text area. Okay, so you can see this is the text area opening tag and this is the text area closing tag. And again there's one more thing that you can see here. This is break, right? For just for a new line, right? So we use break for a new line. Okay, so here you can see this is the text area. Now I want the columns in my text area, means you can also say the width of my text area to be this long. Okay, so I'll be using width, that is COLS, which is the columns 40, and for this height you will be using rows. Okay, so the rows will be, so these are the two more attributes of our text area, okay, of our form. Okay, so in this way we can use this. And for submit button you will be simply writing input type and submit. Okay, so in this way we can use the form. Okay, right? This is the basic structure of form. So here you can see there are some other elements that we are going to look at too. Here's the one is select, second is option, right? And the other input types. Okay, so all the input types having different properties in them. Okay, so we can see here that you can see here, right? For a submit button we will be using input type submit. Okay, For a particular plain text, right, we will be using input type text. For a checkbox, we will be using input type checkbox. In the same way, for radio buttons, we will be using input type radio, right? For password, we will be using input type password, and for numbers, we will be using input type numbers, right? So in this way, we can use different input types. Also, there are some other attributes, that is a placeholder, which will be, there will be a hint in your text field, right? Also, you can use value for a pre-generated value in your text field. You can use autofocus for focusing whenever you are writing in that field, and a required, which is the required statement for a particular field. Okay, so in this way you can use different input types and different attributes in your forms. Okay, so let us see as another example. Okay, so here I have used all of them one by one. Here's my body tag, and this is my form opening and my form closing tag right here. Okay, so these are the breaks you can see here. Now first of all, I wanted to a checkbox. I have simply written a checkbox here. After that, you can see I have used input type checkbox, and here you can see there is an input type checkbox. In the same way, for a radio button, I have used input type radio. Okay, for radio button we can only select one of them. For checkbox we can select multiple, right? For a text, I have used the text. Okay, input type text. For the password, password means like this. Whenever I write here, it must be something like this. Okay, so for password we have used input type password. In the same way, for numbers we have used input type numbers, because you can only write numbers here. In this way we can use different types of input types in our HTML and make and design our form. Okay, so right, there are another two more elements in HTML which are very useful while designing a form, that are select and option. Okay, so here you can see there's a simple question, where do you live, and we have written it using the simple paragraph tag. Right, now the main funda of select and option is you just have to select from the options. Okay, so whatever you want to, so where do you live, now you have to select from what, the options, right? So first of all, here's you can see I've given a name which is useless for now, because it is used while whenever we use PHP, right? So you can simply use the select opening tag and select closing tag, and in between that you will be using the option opening and option closing and whatever option here. So whenever I click here, the option will be Mumbai, Indore, Ahmedabad, Bangalore and Gwalior. Okay, so in this way we can simply select this button and select any of the option using the option tag. Okay, so these are very important while we are selecting the your city or state and countries. Okay, so this is very important tag. Okay, so in this way we use the select, option and multiple input types. Okay, so I hope you all like this video. This was a very important video for forms. Okay, so thank you very much for watching the video. Please let us know your opinion. Thank you very much.